Welcome back to Ben's Garage. Something a little bit different today. I'll just get myself set up here. Rags and God knows what. The Hobbit's popped outside, so I thought I'd take over the kitchen table. Now I've been good, I've put some cardboard down so we don't destroy it too much. Let me just put these over to one side. This is the Husqvarna 435. It's had a bit of a hard life. As you can see, it's been battered and bruised. This is my brother's old chainsaw. He works as a gardener down in Devon, or over in the UK I should say, in Devon. He bought this for just doing odds sods, you know, when they're doing hedge cutting and it gets a little bit too big for the hedge cutter. This was, I don't think they're a pro saw, but they're a semi-pro saw. Like the chain cover is metal, but the rest of it is plastic. I'm not sure if that's metal. No, I think it's all plastic. They're a good saw, the 435. Now, from our other videos, you'll know that we've got the Husqvarna 372 XP and a T540 XP, the arborist saw and the big saw. So this is my brother's. It started playing up a little bit. He mentioned it to me. I says, give it a service. Have you ever serviced it? No. So I think he put a spark plug in it, changed the filters, the fuel filter and the air filter, and it was running fine again. It has got some issues, but for him, not being mechanically minded, it was as quick and as cheap for him to buy a new chainsaw. I said, well, don't throw the old one out, I'll have it, and I'll get it fixed up, because we can do these sort of things. So I'm going to pull it apart, see what we can find. Now I'm sure he said there's something on the recoil, and it looks like it's just a bolt missing. I'm going to take it off, we'll take the top off and have a look inside, and we'll see what we can find. So without further ado, we'll pop this off. It's nice and easy to get the top off of this. It's just these spring clip things, and that should just pull off like that. So then here, obviously we've got your air filter, this is your choke assembly, primer bulb, spark plugs in there. It looks pretty filthy. I found the fault straight away. I'll take this off and these are Torx and they're loose. So I shall take this off and then I'll show you what's wrong. He'll probably kick himself over this one. But having said that, he needs a reliable tool. He's not in a position where he can fix stuff like that. I mean, he's clever, my brother, academically and all that kind of thing, and he does a good job gardening. But when it comes to mechanicking, a mechanic he is not. Hope you're watching this, Ollie. It looks like this is going to be an easy fix, to be honest. Obviously I've got to get some parts for it, and I might as well do the whole thing while we're here. Get another, there's a screw missing in the recoil cover. Whether that's the only thing that's wrong with the recoil, he did say there was a problem with the recoil. When that all pulls fine, that's okay. Now, if this just lifts off, let me just take these wires off of here. See, chainsaws are pretty basic. There's nothing frightening about them or intimidating. You just got to take your time, take bits off and put them back in the same order. So there's your cover, which is basically, that's it picks up all the air that comes off of your pulley, and it redirects it normally up to the top there. So that's that piece. Now I shall show you what's wrong. This piece here is your ignition pickup. It picks up a magnet pulse as it comes round on the pulley. That wire's hanging off. That's hanging off. Oh, there's one bolt. Yeah. I see what's happened. It might not be such an easy fix. Where the ignition generator thing, whatever, coil pack, whatever you want to call it, where that fits onto the engine here, in here, whether it's come loose and it's rattled around, it's actually bust off the thing there and it's chewed up the pulley. So do we bother fixing it or not? That is the question. I'm gonna have to price it up and see if it's worth doing, because it might be beyond economical repair. We don't really need the saw because we've got two saws. As you know, one I had to strip down and rebuild because I can't blame Tina, but she filled it up with petrol, fired it up because she used to cut all the firewood over at the other house, did all that, and it wouldn't run. So I went out there, fired it up, and I kept trying to rev it up like a bloody idiot. I thought, oh, I don't know what's wrong here, and then it once it had run, it sort of stop working. Tip the petrol out. We use a two-stroke oil which turns the petrol red. There was no colour in the petrol. It's just one of those things. Tina picked up the wrong can or whatever. It wasn't her fault at all. My brother went into Devon Garden Machinery where he gets all these parts and he's got an account. They said just buy a new saw. But the parts cost me, I mean, a new saw is £600. The parts, full retail price was £240 for the new cylinder, piston, all the kit to get it up and running again. With my brother's discount, £170. So it's a no-brainer for me. I can strip it down. That's why my brother ended up getting rid of this. But looking at that, unless I can get the parts second-hand, I really don't think it's worth going any further with this, because it's chewed the pulley up. There is still compression there, but it needs a new pulley and it needs a new cylinder because the screws have gone in that. Let me see if that will fit in there. See where it's been loose and rattling around and still working to an extent. No, as the bolts have jiggled about in it, they've buggered the threads. So it would have to be a new cylinder, a new pulley, possibly even a new coil. Which is a shame, because I do like to fix stuff. Oh yeah, it definitely wants a new coil. That's been chewed to buggery. That piece there, I don't know if you can see that. That should all be together, and it's all spread out where it's been whacking the pulley. So that's basically that. I don't like scrapping these sort of things, and I won't chuck it out. I'll keep it because there'll be parts on it that'll work on another chainsaw. When I get the garage sorted out, if anyone's got chainsaws, because I quite often get people bringing little tools and stuff like this for me to fix, probably because I'm a lot cheaper than anyone else, but I'll keep it for spares. I will price it up, but I don't think it's worth doing, so we'll put that one down to experience. It's had a nice little drive to France anyway. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think I will price it up, and I'll let you know in the community posts what the verdict is with this. Other than that, if it was the big saw like the 372, I would do it because they're worth a lot of money second hand. This one, it's a sort of like a semi-pro saw. It's not a proper professional. I'll say the professional saws they've got metal crankcases and everything. This is all plastic, apart from the chain cover. So I think it's had a nice little ride to France, and it will end up in the garage as a spares machine, and we'll rob it for parts. So unfortunately, this one isn't going to work another day, I don't think. But I will check how much they're worth second hand and if it's worth fixing it up, because I could get cheap parts for these, so that's not a problem. But you've got to weigh up, is it worth fixing? If he'd have taken that into Devon Garden Machinery, where he gets all these parts from, they would have said straight away as soon as they found it, it's scrap and straight in the bin. But we do like to recycle. So yeah, that's it for this video. Not quite the outcome I was hoping for, but and it's taken longer to set up this little area in the kitchen, and I think the Hobbit's back. Shit. She's going to catch me doing this in the kitchen. Uh-oh. I'll try and quickly get this tidied up before she comes in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of work on the spanners. See, it's pissing hard with rain outside, so we're not going to get anything done on the car. So that's pretty much it. Husqvarna 435. That's what it looks like inside, and it's broken. So I hope you like this video. Please click the thumbs up, that'll help the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And from me and the Hobbit, the other side of that door, it's bye for now.